Read the selection and choose the best answer to each question. Then fill in the answer on your answer document. From Airball, My Life in Briefs by L.D. Hartgrader. I should have suspected something. The other guys whooped and dribbled around me, slapping balls out of each other's hands and charging in for layups at both ends of the court. Layups that mostly bounced wide of the basket. For somebody like me, growing up in a basketball-loving family, in a basketball-crazed town, you'd think I'd be screeching around the gym too. You'd think I'd be rebounding every shot and sinking three-pointers from the lobby. You'd think. I just stood there on the free throw line in the shadow of that big orange sign above the scoreboard, clutching a basketball tight to my chest. Outside, a wild October wind whipped through town, rattling the windows high above the bleachers in the gym. The very air felt like change, like anything could happen. You know the kid who kicks the ball out of bounds when he dribbles? The kid whose jump shots look like bounce passes? The kid who spends most time skidding across the floor on his face? That's me. Last summer, my own grandmother beat me in a game of HORSE. I studied that orange sign and tried to imagine what it felt like to be 6'9" with a gym full of fans cheering and chanting my name, Kirby. Kirby, Kirby. Hey, Kirby, if you're just going to stand there, give us the ball. Russell Wiles and Eddie Poggermeyer thundered past. And get out of the way. I pried the basketball from my chest and thumped it on the floor. I eyed the basket and thumped again. I lined up the ball, flexed my knees, and shot, flicking my wrist like Brett McGrew. The ball hit the rim and bounced straight back. About knocked me over. My cousin Bragger chased it into the bleachers. Your aim's good, he said, but you need a little more arc. He curled one hand up over his head and then down, demonstrating arc. You get that, Kirby? You'll be a starter. Right. Seriously. They have this rule, Bragger. To be a starter, you actually have to be on the team, and I'm not going out for basketball, remember? That's what you keep saying. He twirled the ball in his hands. Who holds the NBA record for most points in a single game? You already know. I forgot. I rolled my eyes. Wilt Chamberlain, 100 points against the Knicks, March 2nd, 1962. How many rebounds did Brett McGrew pull down in the NCAA championship game his senior year? 24, I said. Why? He shrugged. You love basketball, Kirby. I can't play basketball, Bragger, and I don't need an after-school athletics program to prove it. He shrugged again. Can't be a hero if you're afraid of looking stupid. No problem then, because I don't want to be a hero. Sure you do, Kirby. Everybody does. Down deep inside, everybody wants to be a hero, not me. Bragger twirled the ball again. Guess it's up to me to lead the team to victory. He dribbled in place, charged the basket, and shot. Air ball. Bragger didn't care. He ran after it, snagged it as it rolled into the wrestling mats, and lobbed it up over the backboard to me. I let it bounce right past, because that's when I heard the growl. Deep, low, and gurgling, like a water heater about to blow. I knew that growl. It was Coach Armstrong. Coach Ironman, Mike Armstrong, our new gym teacher. Favorite saying, practice till you puke. Favorite aroma, sweat. Favorite hobby, watching me run extra laps because I couldn't climb a rope, steal a base, or sink a free throw. That's all I'd learned about him since he took over the 7th grade PE program at the beginning of the school year, but that's all I needed to know. Coach clenched and unclenched his fists, then blew his whistle right in my ear. He started passing papers out. The other guys crowded around him. I stood off to one side. No sense getting in anybody's way. Coach handed a permission slip to Eddie Poggermeyer. First page is for your parents. Sure, I'd come in and watch, like Bragger said. I love basketball from the bleachers. Second page, Coach slapped permission slips into the outstretched hands of Russell Wiles and Duncan Weber, is a physical form. I might even keep unofficial stats on the players. I couldn't pass, shoot, or dribble, but I could figure percentages in Oklahoma. Being a basketball fan and a citizen of basketball capital of Kansas, I owe it to my fellow 7th graders to support the team. You want to play basketball? Get both pages signed. But I didn't need to put on a uniform and invite the entire town to the gym to watch me look pathetic. No way. Number 1, which sentence best states the main message of this story? Guess it's up to me to lead. Letter A. Guess it's up to me to lead the team to victory. Letter B. Can't be a hero if you're afraid of looking stupid. Letter C. To be a starter, you actually have to be on the team. Letter D. You want to play basketball? Get both pages signed. Number 2. Which event from this story shows that Bragger's attitude about playing basketball is different from Kirby's? Letter A. Bragger picking up the ball after Kirby misses a basket. Letter B. Bragger claiming not to know several basic basketball facts. Letter C. Bragger acting as if he doesn't care he misses a basket. Letter D. Bragger passing the basketball to Kirby after taking a shot. Number 3. Read this information about the origin of the word pathetic. From Greek, paschein, meaning to suffer. This information helps the reader understand that the word pathetic in paragraph 41 means A. Pitiful, B. Reluctant, C. Practical, D. Aggressive. Number 4, what is the best summary of the story? Even though Kirby doubts his ability to play basketball, his cousin Bragger wants him to try out for the team. Kirby says he will not try out for the team, even though he loves basketball. As Coach Armstrong hands out permission slips, Kirby tries to convince himself that he will not try out for the team. Letter B. While Kirby shoots baskets in the gym, he thinks about what it would be like to be a star basketball player. When some other boys ask him to stop standing around, he attempts a shot. Even though the ball misses the basket, Kirby's cousin Bragger tells Kirby he is not as bad as he thinks. After Kirby misses a basketball shot, his cousin Bragger offers him some advice about technique. Kirby does not want to take Bragger seriously and insists that he will not try out for the team, despite his love for the game. Bragger decides he will have to make sure the team wins and attempts a shot at the basket. Letter D. Kirby is shooting baskets in the gym before basketball tryouts. His cousin Bragger wants him to try out for the team because Kirby loves basketball. But Kirby insists he is not good enough as a player. As Coach Armstrong hands out permission slips, Kirby considers contributing to the team in a way that does not include playing. Number 5, read these sentences for paragraph 32. Because that's when I learned the growl, wrong sentence. Because that's when I heard the growl, deep, low, and gurgling, like a water heater about to blow. I knew that growl. The figurative language in these sentences emphasizes that Kirby thinks Coach Armstrong is spiteful, intimidating, arrogant, mysterious. The author's use of questions, this is for number 6. The author's use of questions in paragraph 6 helps the reader understand, letter A, that Kirby worries about not being able to participate in basketball. Letter B, that Kirby thinks he should practice with people his own age. Letter C, how Kirby reacts when he does not play basketball well. Letter D, that Kirby has a negative attitude about his ability to play basketball. Number 7, read this excerpt from the story. I studied that orange sign and tried to imagine what it felt like to be 6'9", with a gym full of fans cheering and chanting my name. Kirby, Kirby, Kirby. Kirby's thoughts in this excerpt reveal that he, A, is reliving a moment from a previous basketball game he played. B, needs encouragement from others to be successful. C, wishes he had the talent to be recognized for his playing. D, understands the effort that is required to play professional basketball. Number 8. Read these sentences from the story. For somebody like me, growing up in a basketball-loving family in a basketball-crazed town, you'd think I'd be screeching around the gym too. Paragraph 3. Being a basketball fan and a citizen of the basketball capital of Kansas, I owed it to my fellow 7th graders to support the team. Paragraph 39. Based on these sentences, the reader can infer that Kirby thinks he, A, has a natural talent that he has been unable to demonstrate, B, is obligated to participate in activities related to basketball, C, should make a strong effort to improve his shooting technique, D, is a disappointment to his family because his lack of athletic skill. Number 9. How does the setting contribute to Kirby's conflict in the story? A, it makes him feel insecure about his basketball skills. B, it allows him to share information about his favorite basketball players. C, it forces him to have an uncomfortable conversation with the coach. D, it gives him an opportunity to learn from skilled basketball players. Number 10, the description of Coach Armstrong emphasizes Kirby's A, disappointment that a new coach has been assigned to his class. B, frustration that the coach takes a long time to begin the tryouts. C, assurance in his decision not to try out for the team. D, excitement about having a chance to perform for a new coach. A Gold Miner's Tale is from Bob Katz' collection, We the People. In this poem, Katz writes in the voice of Frank Wexler, a gold miner who lived during the era of the Klondike Gold Rush. A Gold Miner's Tale. Frank Wexler, Dawson City, Yukon Territory, 1898, by Bobby Katz. I was 21 years old, fired up by dreams of gold, rushing west in 49 to stake a claim to my own mine. What did I find when I got there? Thousands of rushers everywhere. Water and sand, that's all it takes. Swish your pan, pick out the flakes. A meal, a horse, a place to stay. Who'd believe what we had to pay? Bought a shovel, bought a pan. Soon I'd be a rich young man. Water and sand, that's all it takes. Swish your pan, pick out the flakes. Pan after pan, I'd swish and wish for a glint of paid dirt in my dish. Asleep at night, what did I see? Nuggets the daylight hid from me. It takes more than a flash in the pan to make a rusher a rich young man. The gold I found, just enough to get by. I gave up my claim when dry. Water and sand, that's all it takes. Swish your pan, pick out the flakes. Got a job in a hydraulic mine, hated the work, but the pay was fine. So when I heard about Pikes Peak, I was in the Rockies within a week. Water and sand, that's all it takes. Swish your pan, pick out the flakes. I should have known better with a grub stake so small. I left Colorado with nothing at all. No job, no gold, just a shovel and a pen. But I walked away a wiser man. Gold in the Klondike, wouldn't you think I'd be up there in a wink? But with my new plan to plan gold flakes, I didn't make the same mistakes. Before I joined the Great Stampede, I thought, what will stampeders need? Now I'm a Dawson millionaire. I sell them all long underwear. The reputation of the lines, water and sand, that's all it takes. Swish your pan, pick out the flakes, is used to emphasize the A, importance of gold mining to the economy, B, physical hardships and obstacles faced by miners, C, additional tools needed by miners in the gold fields, D, false promise that gold mining is an easy way to get rich. Number 12, read this line from the poem, but I walked away a wiser man. This line suggests at the end of the poem, the speaker, A, knows how valuable a small amount of gold can be, B, realizes the most effective technique for panning for gold, C, understands why so many people look for gold during the gold rush, D, gains a new perspective about the outcome of panning for gold. This poem is mostly about a young man who, A, follows people going west in search of gold and tries different locations without success. B, looks for a better alternative to a job that he does not enjoy doing, becomes a gold prospector. C, goes west in hopes of finding gold and after several unsuccessful attempts, finally realizes a better way to earn money. D, tries the same method for finding gold and is unsuccessful because of unwillingness to change. Number 14, the poet's use of short sentences help create the poems. A, vivid imagery. B, rhythm. C, tone. D, conflict. Number 15, read line 37 from the poem. I should have known better. From this line, the reader can infer that the speaker feels regret about A, giving up his search for gold, B, leaving his job to prospect for gold, C, having the wrong equipment for panning for gold, D, taking too long to locate an area to search for gold. End of test.